VPAP.com. And speaking of holding public officials accountable, our next guest has made a career of making sure you know what your elected leaders are up to. David Poole is the executive director of the nonpartisan Virginia Public Access Project. David, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Ryan.
And you join us during Sunshine Week, of course, which is a week we're dedicated to shining the light on government and government business. And you have a new rollout on your website, VPAP.org, this week. But before we get to that, tell me exactly, for our viewers that don't know, what VPAP does.
VPAP makes it easier for the public to follow money in politics. Virginia is one of the few states with no limits on contributions, so disclosure is the only quote-unquote regulation. So what VPAP does is take the campaign finance reports, puts them online at VPAP.org, and makes it easier for people to get access to this information.
And the easier part is important, right? Because anybody could go and get this information, but it's sometimes hard to wade through all the data. You have it in very easy-to-search models that people can just type in names and find out how much money they're getting, right?
Exactly. You don't have to look at one candidate's report. You can find a donor and find out all the other different candidates they've given to. So it's a way to cross-reference the information.
Currently, all the information that you have on there is, from the most part, at the state level, but you've decided to go a little bit more local. You've expanded your access to talk about Chesterfield and Henrico. Talk a little more about that.
Right. At VPAP.org, people can now go and find out who is giving the money to candidates in Chesterfield and Henrico County for the Board of Supervisors. They can sort the information and find out a little bit more about who the candidates are and what the interest might be behind each candidate.
And I was so excited to see this because I think a lot of times the Board of Supervisors in particular don't get that much attention, but some of the decisions made at this local level are some of the things that impact people the most directly.
That's right. I mean, the supervisors control everything from the tax rate to land use planning. It's a lot of important decisions they make. Okay,
all right. And you can get all that information by going to the website, which is VPAP.org, and I'm going to put a link to it on Decision Virginia as well. David, thank you so much for your work as a political reporter. I go to you guys on a very regular basis, and it is excellent information. I appreciate you being on.
Thank you, Ryan.
All right.